We want to get back to our breaking news right now out of North Windham. A manhunt is underway for a gunman and a shelter-in-place order is in effect.
You know, this comes after a shooting there that happened this afternoon. We want to show you the area in particular of focus right now, where the shelter-in-order place is focused. You can see right now, that's the North Windham area, north on Route 302 there, into Raymond. Of course, this is an incredibly busy stretch of road, as most of you folks realize, especially on a Friday evening in the summertime, but that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is there's a focused search right now for a gunman in this area. Again, we're talking about the east side of Sebago Lake, around Little Sebago Lake as well. Take this seriously, a shelter-in-place order for and a focused manhunt in this area right now.
Now, let's go live to CBS 13's Julia Simone, who has been on the scene for us. She's along 302 where the road is shut down right now. And Julia, what else can you tell us?
Yeah, guys, right now we know police responded to the scene here on Route 302 just before 2 o'clock this afternoon. And as you can see here behind me, Windham Police, Fire, and State Police are on the scene. And this area is completely shut down. We do not have any information right now on the victim in the shooting, but we do know at least one person appears to be shot. We're told the suspect fled the scene and was last seen near the Windham-Raymond town line. Everyone living between North Windham and the town line area are being told to shelter in place, keep their doors locked, and report any suspicious activity. An emergency alert was sent out around 4:30 this afternoon. Route 302 in North Windham is closed right now, and police say it will be shut down for a while. And this is a heavily traveled road, especially on a Friday, as Greg mentioned. And police say later on this evening, they will be holding a press conference at the Windham Fire Department with more details. Live in Windham, Julia Simone, CBS 13 News. Back to you guys.
All right, Julia, thank you very much. Live on the scene for us right now. We also want to turn right now to the phone, because joining us right now live on the phone is Cumberland County Sheriff Kevin Joyce. And first of all, Sheriff Joyce, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, Sheriff Joyce, let me start with this, actually. We want to say your agency's not the lead agency on the shooting itself. That's important to tell our viewers at home. So we won't be asking you direct questions about the suspect here, but we do want to ask you about this shelter in place. Obviously, a lot of phones lit up on this. What was the reasoning and the rationale behind that? And talk to us also about exactly what's happening with this search. How large is it?
So one of our deputies, there was a bolo, be on the lookout for a suspect vehicle, and one of the deputies earlier this afternoon found what we believe to be the suspect vehicle parked running behind Dunkin' Donuts. We conducted a perimeter search, and we really don't know what direction the potential suspect went in, if in fact this is the suspect vehicle, which we think is. Because of the fact that the individual has a firearm, we felt it prudent to put a shelter-in-place warning out. I think it's safe to say that we're searching the area from Route 85 eastbound into North Windham. However, it's possible this individual, before we put up a perimeter, could have gotten a ride, either hitchhiking, taxi, Uber, friend, etc. But we're searching the area and trying to make sure that we find this individual with a firearm before anybody else gets hurt. The big thing is people should follow it, and they should be hyper vigilant about anybody being around their residence. You know, if it's their neighbor outside, then that's one thing. But if they see anybody, give us a call, because that one little sliver of information could be enough that we find this individual one way or another. The other thing is, yes, you mentioned that 302 on a Friday in August on a good day is very busy. Earlier this morning, I was surprised to see the traffic so busy, so I can only imagine what it is out there today. So I know it's really messing up traffic, and it's a little bit of a pinch point because of Sebago Lake, Little Sebago, and Petgill Pond, and it just kind of pinches off the traffic. So those going around the scene and trying to get to where they want to go up in Naples, they have a number of lakes they have to go around. So it's not an easy thing. But again, I want to go back to, if anyone sees something, either give the Windham Police Department a call, the Sheriff's Office a call, because we're all involved in this manhunt.
Sheriff Joyce, what should people know right now if they're in their cars, maybe parked in some of this traffic in the area?
Well, and obviously parked is just be aware. My hope is that traffic is flowing a little bit on 302, especially from like Whites Bridge west up to Raymond. But again, be hyper vigilant. If you see something, say something. There's a lot of woods out there. There are a number of ATV trails out there, so we want to kind of know if we're heading the right direction, and the only way we're going to get that is if somebody sees something and reports it to us. We can send some units. We've got the area pretty well covered with law enforcement, whether it's the Sheriff's Office, State Police, Windham Police, and other adjoining police departments. So all people have to do is call, and we'll go check it out. I encourage people not to take this individual on, just make the phone call.
And Sheriff, that was a great point that Stephanie was asking about too, about just how complicated this is by the sheer volume of people who are in that area right now. I do want to ask you though another quick follow-up on, you mentioned the vehicle you believe is a suspect's vehicle found in a Dunkin' Donuts. Can you clarify, there's a lot of Dunkin' Donuts in that area. Is that the one in Raymond that you're speaking of where they found the vehicle?
It is. It is. Yeah.
And there's a concentrated
that's why we're using, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to, that's why, and there's a concentrated search around there, but what were you going to say about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's not that far from Route 85 and 302. That's not to say that the individual didn't get out of that area either before we could set up a bigger perimeter. But I think it's safe to say that we're looking in the area of Route 85 towards Windham in that wooded area. And like I said, there's a lot of woods, a lot of sand pits, a lot of ATV trails that this individual could get onto and get out of the area. And, even if it's something like I see a car pulled over and picking up a hitchhiker or something, that one license plate or one phone call is going to dramatically help us in determining whether we're onto this person or not and where that individual is.
Sheriff Joyce, final question. How much police presence are we talking? How much law enforcement is out there right now?
Well, I was told by one of my staff there are about 60 police officers up in that area. So I would say 40 to 60 is probably a good conservative number. Understanding that, it's still pretty rural out there, and we got a big area to cover.
Well, thank you so much, Sheriff, for taking the time to warn and alert our viewers of what's going on in the Windham area. We're going to have more coverage of this coming up in just a couple minutes.
Sure. Thank you for your assistance.
All right, and if you learn anything more, please feel